Welcome back to Bergisch land, and it is week 1 of June. That means I have slept a couple of times in game. The silage corn is growing, has grown a state or two. The weeds have grown, so we are now in weed state medium. And if you remember, we were doing a little bit of a test, and half the field, less than half the field, has weeds left in it. It's now saying that a weeder will be partially effective, our hoe will be ineffective, and herbicide will be effective. Now, I think the hoe was least, so we can return that, which we will do. We might go lease a weeder to see what that does to the weeds, and then I might end up putting herbicide on. I had to feed the cows because they ran out of food, so I made some TMR. I did make the mistake where 50-50. I made one TMR mix to feed the cows, and we have a mix of bulls, of beef and dairy cows. I made the beef mix, so the dairy cows got the slightly wrong feed. So they're lacking a little bit on. Well, they've got slightly the wrong feed, so they'll probably be okay. The next mix we make, we will make sure is a dairy mix. They are all now with calf, which means we can move the bulls. So I need to, there it is. There's the cane. So if we go in here, and we can grab the Wagyu bull, and we can move him out of this field, that will mean that the grass for grazing will last a little bit longer. And what we'll do is, you can see they've grazed some of this quite hard. So we will put him in the pasture here, because the Wagyus are going to end up in the shed there. So he can at least be close to his ladies. And I think that one has got water still, which is cool. No. That one has automatic watering, and there is grass in here. So hopefully he will graze momentarily. Although this is a large shed, so capacity is not a problem. I'm going to move the bull out of here as well, put him in a pasture, just to save on feed. And has this one, grass is maybe a bit short for him. Putting him next to that was probably not a brilliant idea. So what we could do is, if we could keep hold of the cane. I don't really have anything easy to put the cane into, so bear with me one moment. So it just saved a little bit of your time by skipping showing you me wandering up here to our new pasture, which is quite convenient because we are going to be coming up here to cut the herb grass as well. Yeah, there's the animal trigger. So we'll put him in here. I need to bring the water trailer up as well. So I'll get that done momentarily. Select, move to husbandry. Yes, please. Okay. And this has got a decent amount of grass in it for him to graze. And hopefully, by doing this, the two bulls can graze on these slightly larger pastures. And the means we'll have to not mix quite so much feed. That's the words I was looking for. There were a couple of jobs I want to attempt to get done today. The first thing we're going to do is just drag that trailer around a little bit. Just straighten it up a bit. Just like that. There we go. I don't know if it has. It has a little bit of water, but I think we can get water out of the thingy over here. I think this lets us fill with water. Yep. Realism is, of course, key, folks. I can't remember if there was anywhere else we could get water from. While that's filling, we will move the doits out of the way. Just pull that in there. So I also finished up doing the swath lifting and the mulching. That's going to take a little while. So while that's doing that, we will drop down a store deliveries point and have a look at a weeder. Just have a quick look in the sales. Nope. So, weeders, and we want a proper traditional weeder, not a hoe. So 6 meters. That's high. We don't need 24 meters. 15 meters. Yeah, get it done nice and quick. I used to have fond memories of using that rather a lot in FS19. So yeah, how much water is in that tank? So I think that is a tank rather than a Wasser. Okay, we'll leave that running to fill up for a little bit. We'll stick the weeder on the doits. Hit the doits. And yeah. Get ourselves ready for some weeding, not some hoeing. And then we'll have to do some mowing. You might hear one of the dogs in the background. He's being very vocal today. He's clearly unhappy about something. Who knows what. She's being a drama queen, I think. Yep, those look like narrows to me. Right, let's get this job done and see how effective this weeder is. So if we check the map quickly, you'll see that there is reasonable weed growth. I didn't leave that much of the field covered in weeds. 15-meter weeder might have been excessive, but you know, overkill is underrated, as they say. So let's just see what this does. And I'm wondering, yes, it looks like we're leaving some of the weeds behind. Oh, I guess that's what partially effective is. Yeah, we're leaving an amount of weed behind. Now, do we get an indication? Still got, yeah. Yeah. So we're at 118 there. We're at 84 4 there. And then over here, or is that just soil type? Changing. Clay, loam, yeah. So I need to go further up the field. Yeah, if I go across here, so we're at 118. And then 117. And then 123. So once we're into the weeds, we're 117. And then where I've weeded, we're only gaining 1% for weeding by the looks of it. Let me just double check that. So we're at 117. Just do a little bit more. Because what we might do then is do a pass with the sprayer and see what effect that has on the predicted yield. I'm wondering if we can leave it so we've got all 3 types there. Yeah, just actually, if I don't do a full strip, do misses. If I do that, come on, catch up. There we go. So we've got now, if we go back to the growth menu, so I've only got a little bit there. Actually, I'm going to just come off of there like that. So if we go up here now, so yeah, we're at 118 in our loam, and then 117. And if we head up here, 123, right. That's full, so let's quickly go water the bull. And then I think we'll we can run up the outside of that field. We'll have a look at spraying herbicide over it and see what that does. Just kind of for curiosity's sake, almost. And education, because education is important, folks. It's how we learn. Obviously, it would have been better to weed the whole field before the weeds got to that medium growth state. But we are where we are, so... And it was intentional. I wanted to see what happened. So that I could learn. Honestly, the best way to deal with it is just to plough the darn field so you don't get any weeds. You will end up killing some grass as we come in here. There we go. He's got some food now by the looks of it. Yep, he's grazed a little bit of food. And he's got plenty more he can graze, so he should be okay. He's taken lots of water. The other bull has automatic watering. They've still got water. They have automatic watering, so right. We are good. We will minimize the amount of grass we destroy by backing out. Let's put that back by the gate so I don't lose it. Okay, close the gate. I've just sent that flying God knows where. Hopefully it'll come back when we reload the game. Right, let's run back down to the farm. And then we will swap over to the sprayer. After that little test, we can return the least weeder. We don't need that anymore. Get the sprayer on the doits. Get some herbicide in the sprayer. Get that sprayed. And yeah. Then go mow that little bit of field grass. And get that baled and wrapped. Or herb grass, sorry. It's herb grass, I think. So if it's field grass, we would be waiting and we would be combining it. So, yeah. We have learned it. Which is good. Right, let's get the sprayer on the back. And see what happens to our yield in our field. I'm expecting it to tank a bit. But this is all experimentation and learning, so that's fine. Also, I've taken some grass off of that field. Yeah, I'm not worried if we're going to damage the yield of that little bit of the cornfield. It's absolutely fine. So we need to unload this. We don't have any herbicide currently, so unload that. Let's buy an IBC of herbicide. There we go. I'll grab that on the way past. Yep, I should be waiting just there. Perfect. And there's only a small strip of field that we've got to do, so that will be fine. And then, yeah, we'll sling the mowers on and go cut that little grass field. Alright. Alright. There we go. And we'll do that. And we'll hit that, and we'll hit that, and we'll turn it on, and off we go. And the weeds all die. And now if we check the map, they should be brown. Yes, they are. Good stuff. And then we'll go and check what the yield looks like. And yeah, and that's why I only left a little bit of the field, because I didn't really want to end up impacting the yield on a lot of the field. But I also wanted to find out what happens. I think we might need to fertilize and do some other stuff to that field and maybe the other field that we dealt with previously as well. So I think we're going to be busy. Actually, let's just jump out now. And so no weeds. Full yield, okay. That is different to the behavior in other versions of the game, and I like that. We have killed the weeds, we get full yield. Jolly good. Jolly good. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe Farm Sim Tim did the revamping of the weed behavior in Terralife Plus in this version of it. So, but I'm not certain on that. So I'm 100% sure that other members of the team were also involved. But that is awesome. I like that. Like that. So we'll see if we can get the rest of that IBC. Yes, even better. Go drop this off. We'll get the mowers on the JCB, I think. And get doing some mowing. Still running here. Oh, Cartec would be unhappy with me. Right, let's bank this out of here. That would mean getting it in reverse gear, you noob. Right, let's go. Crash, spin around. Speaking of crashing, the weekend I picked up a copy of iRacing. You can't play that game on a controller. Well, you can, but you can't. Yeah, that's going to be a wheel-only jobby. I was curious after watching A320 play it and sharing pictures of it. In fact, I was curious from him sharing pictures of it, and then he posted a video not long after I had picked up a copy of it. So yeah, I have yet to do more than about half a lap because you can't play it with the controller. So I need to dust the old wheel off before I can start using that. We're going to borrow a bit of our neighbour's field. He won't mind. Right. I've not got that plugged in. Oh well. Right. So the conditioner should be on. So we should be able to turn the mowers on. We will go. Are we swath dropping? We are. We are going to change that. Because I think we will endeavour to head this to semi-dry. And let's go. This is such a pretty crop. This is such a pretty crop. It's part of the reason that I brought this field, just because the crop looks so nice. It's one of the ones that I did on Polegny in the bit that we played. I think I did it as a contract. Might have done some of my own as well. But it just looks so good when it's mown. So yeah. There's our bull busy munching away, obviously restoring his energy after doing his work for the next 10 plus months. He's got a bit of a holiday now, and a nice feel to himself, nice and peaceful, out of the way, away from the busyness of the farm. I'm sure he will be very happy. Just enjoying the peace and the quiet up here, out of the way. So yeah, iRacing. I was curious if I can actually get so that I can drive the cars. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe you'll get to see me drive one or two of them. I used to love playing racing games when I was in my late teens / early 20s. And it would be kind of fun to get back into it, I think. I was a console gamer back then, I know. So it was games like the Gran Turismo franchise. And I think games like iRacing are much more realism focused, but I'm curious, so yeah. And I got a pretty good deal on a 12-month subscription to iRacing, so no, you can go like that. There we go. There we go. Bosh. Awesome. Yeah, I got a pretty good deal on that. Just searching on Google for subscription deals. So yeah, could be fun. Could be horrendous. Could be something that I have brought and then barely used, like some other things. Assetto Corsa for one, but I think that cost me like £3 or something stupid. So the Steam sale. Anywho, that didn't take very long, did it? So let's lift those up, turn off, fold. So we want to go grab the Tedder now. Maybe we could get the John Deere on the Tedder, that'd be fun. Use one of the other tractors. The summer barley is in the forage ready state, and I was vaguely tempted to run the mower around the headland to make a bit of whole crop, assuming that it behaves like Maize Plus. Now, we know what happens when you assume. Anyone? Yeah, so I was a little bit tempted to give that a go, but we'll see. But what we need to do now is grab, I think, yeah, there's the Tedder. Awesome stuff. No, the Tedder's way back there. Alright, let's just pull this forwards a little bit. What Egypt did that? What kind of Egypt did that, eh? There we go. Right, onwards to victory. No, to tedding. F1. No, we don't want base game behavior. You want to go to semi-dry and then crash. And then crash again. fans of realism, hopefully you aren't watching, to be honest, because you're watching the wrong channel if you are. And luckily I've been hitting the gym lately again, so, you know, it's okay. In real life, genuinely, I have, so... although I've realised I've got a slightly screwed up shoulder, which at some point I will probably not bother getting checked because I think it's been slightly screwed up for quite a long time. Yeah. Just trying to really maintain my... well, I used to be relatively strong, but now just trying to maintain kind of above average strength levels. As I get older, I don't want to become a frail old human. So. A way of avoiding that is exercise. And it's a good complement to the running, obviously. So. Oh, look at that. A certain alien dropped a rather juicy spoiler in the Made Plus Discord this week, which you may or may not have seen. If you did, well done. If you didn't, it's a shame. It's a real shame. I feel very sorry for you. Yes, I'm not going to repeat it. At least not today. There we go. But he's back to his old ways. He's back to the old ways of being spoiler pool. So. And if you're going to say you don't have time to search through, oh well. To be fair, I only spotted it because I happened to look at what someone had posted. And I'm sure I will share it in an upcoming video. So stay tuned, folks. Don't you hate it when people do that? Ah, well. This is a field that we will need to swath lift. I'm pretty sure we need to lime it as well. We did fertilize it, but it probably needs fertilizing again, to be honest. So, because we've mown it. So we are going to be pretty busy in the rest of June, I think, getting our fields sorted, our grass fields that we've own, making sure they are in the best condition they can be for second cut, so we can maximize the yield off of them, because we really want to do that. So we've got a few more. Actually, no, both of those don't need swath lifting, which is good. I think only one of those we've mown. Maybe both, actually. Yeah, maybe we did both. Because we've got the grass silage bales fermenting, so yeah, maybe both of those are my own actually, so we might be good. But we've also got that field which we've not done anything with yet, which I think is alfalfa. Great. So windrowing next, and then and I'm quite tempted to keep using the little John Deere because it's kind of fun. Kind of fun. Big old chunky tyres on it. Eagles style tyres. Probably not ideal for doing field grass work with the wheel weights on the back, but you know, does not matter. Does not matter. I think for now we will just put this in here, so it's not in the way. It's back in there. Off we go. Yeah. I'm finding, now I'm getting back to playing this, that I'm noticing less. Some of the differences between playing the two versions of the game. Which is a little bit weird, I think. And maybe that's just because I'm less bothered about some of the features in 25 that make it different. I don't know. That could be it. That could be it. Either way, it's yeah. Or maybe it's because I'm playing this a little bit more regularly now, and so I'm more used to it again. Either way, let's just lift that up a little bit more so we don't get stuck. Ah, the bull's having a snooze. Very cool. Yeah, I'm hoping by moving them out of certainly the grazing pasture that we're using for the Wagyu, it'll ease up on the grazing and maybe it'll last a little bit longer. It's not going to be amazing, but it might be a little bit better. Who knows? That's possibly not going to work with that random line that I took coming around the corner there. Again, we'll see. We can always collect it on the next round. Alright. Let's drop that down again and off we go. So yeah, I am kind of curious about playing and mixing. I spoke about it in the Zalonka video a fair bit about mixing in some other games. Obviously, I know some of you won't be interested in watching that, but some of you might. So, finding the time to fit them in is always going to be a challenge. That's why I'm always a little bit hesitant, but equally, it's it's fun sometimes. And you never know. It might be the next thing that does good things for what we do. So I know some of you don't like the Beaver game, but I never thought that when I started playing Timberborn videos, they would become the videos on the channel that were getting 1,000 views a time. So maybe if I start making, I don't know, it's unlikely, but American truck sim videos, suddenly you're all going to love those and be watching those. I don't know. Just an example. Maybe you all love to watch me play iRacing and crash all the time. It's yeah. You never know how this stuff is going to play out, do you? So, all a bit of a gamble. We will see, I guess, when I eventually get around to making them. One more swath. And actually that's going to pull in that bit of headland as well. So bonus one less ish row to do. Right. Right. Let's go change the bale wrap in the baler. Swap tractors because we need a bit more horsepower than the John Deere has. So we will, but yeah, I want to make sure we have a different colour bale wrap for the different silage. Customize. We'll go with grey. Yes, please. Okay, let's repair it while we're... Repair them both while we're here. We'll leave the dots on the narrows. Because they're not that narrow, so they don't look too ridiculous. And we will back that out of here. Head up to the field to get finished. And I think that'll be a nice, successful little day's work. Getting the weeds dealt with, getting the balls moved, and getting this herb grass silage made. Really pleased with all of that work done. So let's drop that down. And the baler on and get collecting. And because it's semi-dry, we will get more in the bale. Always good. So 4,000 litres per bale. That's a pretty nice amount. I am not certain which group that's going to go against for our TMR, but I'm sure it will be useful. If not, we can always tweak the recipe slightly. So, yeah. Not worried at all. Let's drop you down before the next one comes up. Go. And how many bales will we get off of this field? were on 16 before we started. You'll be able to see pretty easily because it's not exactly the biggest field in the world. Getting the benefit from silage additive as well, which is great. Like to see that. I'm going to turn off automatic bale drop because I hit the wrong button. I'm going to do a manual drop. Just so we can keep clear of the up-down rows. Otherwise it'll be a pain. And we're just going to pick up that little stray piece there. And drop that. And then grab this bit. And the rest of the headland. Job's good, isn't it? Yeah, I don't think this is going to take us too long at all. Oh, we have 3 bales, call it 4, so maybe 5 or 6. But it all adds up, you know, it all adds up. And we're using about 3 bales per mix. We're not using that many loads per month, saying that the Holsteins need feeding again, so they are getting through the food a bit quicker. So that'll be job for first thing when I load back in. I'm actually going to slow the clock down so that I can finish this up and not have to feed them before we finish the baling, because that would be a bit annoying. Yeah. We'll need to do that first thing next time, I think. And then a whole load of field care in terms of getting our grass fields back up to scratch. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This is number 5. I don't know if we're going to hit a 6th. I don't think so. Yeah, 5 bales. Not awful. Not awful at all. And I think, folks, we will call it a day there. So thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed that. Thank you to the patrons and the YouTube channel members. Appreciate you guys supporting the channel. And I will see you all next time.